understand that what they're doing serves a purpose. So we got somebody really special today. If you guys aren't aware of who this man is, especially if you really want to be successful in this music business, this guy has put in the work for a long time. He has shown so many that if you think I can't do it, I sure can. Since I've had the privilege to come across this guy and have a couple conversations through passing, he has been nothing but an inspiration to me. And I felt it was only right for me to show how much I admire him.
Say cheese.
I was an engineer as well as a producer, so I felt that I could quit my day job when I felt that I was getting enough people that was enjoying the way that I engineered at that time. So I didn't just stop working, you know, so don't ever quit your day job. You know, you should be able to do both and live your dreams. Moved on from that, started producing about 3 radio shows. One of the first artists that I ever had in the studio at that time was Graf. Everybody's familiar with Graf? From back then, he was on Sony, and you know, now we work a lot together, and to see him still doing it the same way I'm still doing it, that's one of the people that moved straight through my whole career, you know, as well as everybody else. So, started doing 3 shows there. 2004, moved the studio out of my apartment into the commercial studio on Boston Road. And from 3 shows, at that time, it wasn't a whole bunch of internet radio shows. It wasn't even internet radio shows at that time. It was just pre-recorded shows being put onto pirate stations, FM stations. 91.9 was the one that we did, which a lot of artists, you know, at that time was coming through. And then other people wanted to get on that station, so I was the gateway to get onto the 91.9 FM. And I'm the guy that had to connect to bring it to the guy. So a lot of people came through me. And then I just thought about it. Once the internet started popping, MySpace and all that, YouTube wasn't even out yet. I was on this site called Stickam, and that was where I met a lot of people. Stickam was like a website where you can use your webcams and talk to like different people at the same time. So I implemented that into my website, and I realized I started having a lot of fan base in there. And I just turned it, I said, you know what, why pay $250 for the FM that everybody can't hear when I can just use this platform here.
So why did you choose this career?
I think it chose me more so than I chose it. Actually, my uncles are DJs, so both my uncles and everybody in my family is music people. So coming up, it was really indie. If y'all really want to know an inspiring person to me in the whole industry is Swiss Beats, because he lived across the street from me in my neighborhood, and when he was running around with DMX and all of them, he used to come grab records from my crib, from my uncles, and I was just starting to make beats. So to see him go through it was like, oh, it can actually work. So then that's when I really was, you know, found my own niche. But I didn't force myself and like, I'm gonna get on and be rich.
How did you get through a difficult time with one of your campaigns with one of your clients? Deep breaths. And it's real, you guys.
That's actually how I get through it. Deep breaths and patience. Especially when dealing with artists, because artists, they want to do what they want to do. And they have this way of feeling like their way is the best way. And sometimes you have to let them fall on their face. And I've learned to just like take my hands off, because I used to be the person, I would scream, yell, curse, like, no, you're gonna fucking do it my way, because I just know what I'm talking about. You hired me. I didn't come looking for you, you came looking for me.
Right.
And I've kind of gotten to this place of, you know what, I'm gonna take my hands off of it, I'm gonna let you figure it out. And when you fall, then you have my number, and we can fix it. I have become a master at crisis communication. I literally become a master at fixing it, because artists...
Oh, Olivia Poe?
It's handled, but that's literally what it is. It's always handled, because at the end of the day, artists want to do what artists want to do. It's a little more flexible in like the hospitality industry and in the fashion industry.
Right.
People are a little more they're a little more receptive to the opinion, because they just want to draw, they just want to cook, they just want to design. That's what they want to do.
Right.
But in the music industry, artists want to do everything.
Right.
And I've just learned to just kind of take my hands off of it and just, okay, if that's what you want to do, I'll fix it later.
All right, so next, clap it up for her, guys. What inspired that? Like, what clicked in your brain to allow this vision of yours to come to life?
If a lot of us start looking at our products as our children, we would have more regard for it.
Right.
Because as a parent, you're not gonna have your baby in the streets looking crazy. I want my child on time to school. I want my child to have passing grades. I want my child to be a person who is well communicated with the community and stuff like that. So I made painting poetry literally my baby. And that's what has kept me so connected to it. Because as a person who produces many things, you sometimes get, you know, a little lazy about it. I'll be honest about it. You'll be a little lazy about it because you do so much. You feel like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. But you forget that every child needs its own light, its own attention. And that's how I treat my brand. If you know me, you know that you come to Painting Poetry, it's love. Because my child, Painting Poetry, is love. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to bring to people. We are living in crazy times. Crazy times. And so much that I feel the media is tricking us, especially people of color, to think that we cannot be embodiment of love.
Right.
That we have to be everything else but love. But I come from a place of love. I've had love growing up, so that's how I treat it. And my advice to everyone who's here is, whatever you're doing, make sure that love is the base. That way you will attract people who are on that same path. I have an excellent team. Scott Morris has been hosting my event since the first one. And if anyone in here knows Scott, he's the most difficult man to contact in the world. In the world. Hello, y'all here. But please believe, every Painting Poetry, every Painting Poetry, he's there and he's ready because we come from love.
Right.
I met Scott at a barbecue in Canarsie and he was wearing Crocs.
Scott, where you at?
You know I'm gonna say Scott to the day we die. And he just has so much purpose in his eyes.
Right.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna vibe with you. I'm gonna vibe with you, and I'm gonna help you, and you're gonna help me. You know what I mean? So,
you know, mover and shaker behind so many different things that some people probably wouldn't be able to like handle the pressure of doing. So, Donna, what are the skills that you grow to learn about yourself that you now hone that someone needs in order to manage a brand?
What I mentioned in the beginning, it started from a love, right? It started from love, the foundation of love, of loving my people enough to not see them stay in the same place. Where I had to figure out, you know, I don't have the money to, let's say, hire someone to do this artwork for you. But I know that if I wanted to, I could do it. So I had to sit down and watch tutorials, read books about how to design. And I taught myself how to edit videos. I taught myself how to use Photoshop. When I became the assistant to that executive director, he was like, okay, well, we have a sponsorship book that I need you to put together because we have a gala in 3 months. So I'm gonna need you to do this work. So Donna had to learn how to use Photoshop and put a booklet together for this gala where it was going to be people spending millions of dollars.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or else that was my job, you know? So the skills and the ability of sitting down and learning, okay, how do I edit this? But not how do I edit it so it looks like garbage. How do I edit it so that it looks like this video I'm watching on MTV?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. And if I knew I couldn't get it to that point, I would start it, and then I would go to someone who knew how to edit and say, okay, can you teach me what did you do here?
Right.
Sit next to them and watch them as they did it and follow step by step, okay, this is what they did, this is what they did, and practice until I got it, you know? So with managing a brand, it encompasses a lot of things, depending on what kind of brand it is. It could be, one of the things that I ended up doing following, like doing the tours and stuff, is production. Right. So if it's a production, if it's a tour, if it's a concert, if it's a show, the skills that you would need to adapt to is being humble, being able to take orders from people, so because you don't know what to do, you know what I mean? Being like, can you go get coffee? Okay, no problem. Running to the store, go get coffee. Right. Being able to, and you in PA, you know how to.
You have to get the karats.
Exactly.
Right.
Like
you gotta get the karats right.
If they're like, yo, we need sushi, you gotta know what kind of sushi, what's the budget. You gotta know what questions to ask.
tells me on the WordPress how many posts I'm letting go of on a regular. So I make sure I just know how I'm gonna post, the structure. I make sure I got the times right for the day, and I make sure I plan it out. And I know peak times for the day are before like 3, 4, 5. So I got to get the posts off early in the morning, or I just, you know, make sure it's like that. I keep I say as far as the writing goes, like I said, I stated it earlier, make sure your content is original. I say don't copy and paste. If you get a press release, if it's coming from somebody you trust and value, at least give it that ear, because you know how it would feel if you were to give that press release back to that same person. You're going to have to build that relationship where it's like, all right, I genuinely want you to check this artist out, give me a listen, because you never know if we're going to have a show together and we're going to have to book that artist. Like Avery got shows with her clientele. I have to know who they are, because I'm going to see Avery. So chances are, if I see Avery, if I see Scott, if I see Jason, and they working with artists, they see me working with artists, we're all going to bump into each other. So we all got artists that we're collectively working on to build a great sound. So like I said, give that artist or give that press release a good ear, because you never know. It might be hot, it might be the next designer, it might be the next Daze Loaf, Try Me. You never know. I got Daze Loaf's press release for Try Me on August 11, 2014. I sent the inquiry for the email for an interview, and I was at her hotel within 2 weeks of her first trip to New York, and I got the first press release interview before she signed her deal. And from there, that had the A&Rs, like the Wardenbergs and all their attentions, like, hold on a second, who's this kid from Long Island?
Right.
Nonetheless, you're not in Queens, Brooklyn, you in Long Island right now. How you know about Daze Loaf, and the average person don't know about Daze Loaf? And I'm like, well, I was on it early, and lo and behold, Try Me skyrocketed, and that's when my writing credentials kind of just really took off from there.
I throw a lot of topics out there, people's opinions, especially like online, and I watch who tags who and who talks to who, and then I go and Google it and I see that y'all don't have no songs together. It's crazy to me.
You guys heard that in the back?
Yeah.
You guys heard that?
Say it again.
I'm gonna say it again. A lot of y'all artists that I see tagging someone, saying, oh, I think he's dope, you don't have no records with him. On top of that, I also find, when I put out these thoughts of mine, I find a lot of people tagging artists who don't follow up. So to me, that says someone else believes in you more than you believe in yourself.
Yes.
I can say, yo, give me your top 5. I'm looking at a lot of y'all in here that I see y'all names. I don't speak to y'all for like weeks and months at a time. So to me, I think that that's a trend that needs to die.
Yes.
If you believe in yourself, get out there, work on it. I remember, right, too, this is another thing I say. Avery at least 2, 3 times a week sends me something about Lucid, something about Hotwire. You know what I'm saying? Like people that believe in each other. I was just saying to him right now, I said, yo, you know, we sit next to each other, you're gonna have to talk to me like after today. I'm being real, right? And it's some real shit. I get an email from him every week.
Absolutely.
I remember when the earwax session started.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when it started.
Earwax sessions, you guys. If you haven't,
yo, no bullshit, right? And
I didn't even speak on it, yeah.
Yo, listen, right? I remember the earwax session started, and all he asked was for an artist to pay the admission to get in, you can perform.
Facts.
Am I lying?
Facts.
Yo, you accurate.
I've been outside.
right.
Ain't worried about if you're the one and only. 'Cause right now, boy, I cannot be what you want. We're way too deep in it. Hold up, wait a minute. Ain't got to be falling in love. Wait a minute. That ain't about to be us. Wait a minute. We both knew what this shit was. Wait a minute.
Let go.
So fuck all that shit you been on. Wait a minute.
Let's go, man.
Oh no, I ain't trying to meet your mama. Hold up.